The biggest issue I see with people who want to have out-of-body experiences is that they're so focused on what is the technique, what do I need to do in order to come out of my body, that they're completely ignoring the fact that they already are a multidimensional being. You already exist in multiple places. So it's not about doing something to go somewhere. It's about allowing yourself to be who you naturally already are so that you can be aware of the aspects of you that are already in these multiple places. Okay? You flow intuitively to have an out-of-body experience because what you're doing is when you flow intuitively, you're being who you truly are, and you do that through your senses. What you hear, what you see, what you smell, what you feel. Those are the senses that you use to get up out of this reality and be more aware of these other aspects of yourself. The key is that you wait till your senses become heightened, which is why I am talking specifically to people who have heightened senses. The people who have heightened senses already have mystical experiences of some type, okay? They can see, hear, feel, smell beyond this reality. They may not have come out of body yet, but they already are having some type of experience that is beyond this reality. So all they need to do is nurture it. And see, people aren't nurturing their experiences. They downplay it, or they think that, okay, that's, I don't know what that was, but I don't want that to happen again. So there may be a little fear or hesitation. But those experiences that you have that relate to the senses that are going beyond this reality, that is what you need to focus on. Because once you focus on that, you will start to have more out-of-body experiences. That is the next step. You already are seeing beyond this reality. You already are feeling beyond this reality. You already are hearing beyond this reality. OBEs are inevitable. Okay? Now, those of you who have never heard, seen, or felt anything beyond this reality, I don't know how to help you because I don't know what that's like. Okay, so I'm talking specifically to people who have already had mystical experiences before. And they may have already came out of body, but don't even realize it. They may have said, oh, that was just a lucid dream. And it may have been an out-of-body experience because of the way in which they classify OBEs and lucid dream may be different than how I classify it. So they may think, oh, I was just dreaming. When no, your body was outside of this physical body, but you didn't realize it because it can happen very smoothly. There's different ways in which it happens. So again, when you nurture your senses, you are nurturing the aspects of you that is the true you, the you that you are before you allow all of these external things to interfere. Once you stop allowing all of these external things to interfere, your out-of-body experiences will happen more easily for you. You won't have to keep trying. Again, it's not about doing this and doing that and this technique and that technique and all these things. It's about letting go of all the techniques and stop thinking so much and overanalyzing and allowing yourself to be who you naturally are. So there's things that you need to get rid of and stop doing instead of adding to it. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, I'm talking to you, those of you who already have heightened senses, you see, because something already turned on within you. There's something that's already trying to come through you. You just have to allow it. Now, I read the comments on YouTube under the videos. I see what people are saying. There's just a lot of people. One guy, he's asked so many questions. I don't know whether it's a bot or an actual real person or whatever. I don't even know. But the question that he's asking is like, you have to have your own experiences. Well, when you go out of body, is it da-da-da? Is it that? Da-da-da-da? You have to have your own experience to see what it's like. Okay? And someone else, what did he say? He said he was doing someone, I'm not going to name the names. You guys already know the people who are teaching certain things. But one particular person was talking about someone else who comes up all the time. Someone is always mentioning this person's name, and said that they are learning how to do that particular method, right? And then he's having some type of tingling or some type of electric feeling or whatever the case may be. And he's asking me, now he's learning somebody else's method, but he's asking me about some of the things that he's experiencing. And my thing is like, you got to go to the person who taught you. Like, they're teaching you this thing. You need to go to them. Okay. I do not teach people to use frequencies, sound frequencies, beats, visualize ladders and ropes and whatever else. I don't do that because it's not necessary. When you trust your senses, you allow them to become heightened. You entrust yourself when it comes to your intuitive self, because trusting your senses lead to intuition and downloads of information and knowing things automatically because that's your natural state. You will have your OBEs. The key is, how do you nurture your senses? And that is what I teach people how to do. The doing that I talk about is about the nurturing piece. It's not about all these little special techniques to get yourself into certain whatevers, to get whatever people talking about. You know, you don't need anything external. Okay? Everything you need, you already have within yourself because you naturally are a multidimensional being. Do you get what I'm saying here? I'm reading the comments and people are getting so confused because they're thinking too much. Stop analyzing it. There's nothing to think about. It's an intuitive flow. It's an intuitive flow. And so again, I am talking specifically in this moment to those of you who have heightened senses. You've got to nurture your senses because I'm telling you, the next step is automatically having out-of-body experiences. You don't have to try. Once you start nurturing your senses and you get rid of the junk, all the external distractions, and stop thinking about all these steps, step by step, this and that, and you be who you naturally are, OBEs are inevitable because going out of body truly is simply vibrating at a frequency where you're able to perceive from the aspects of you that are already in these other realities or other timelines, if you will. Okay? Now, for those of you who have not experienced any type of mystical experience whatsoever, you don't hear beyond this reality. You don't see beyond this reality. You don't sense at all beyond this reality. It will come because the way that Earth is moving up in its frequency, and it's been moving, expanding into a completely different frequency for a very long time now. And so now we're at a time where it's really there. You know, it's up here. So you are naturally going to move up with it. In order to continue to be alive in this reality, you have to be vibrating at a frequency that it correlates with the frequency that Earth is projecting, or you wouldn't be here. People are going to naturally start having mystical experiences. People are naturally going to, what do you want to call it? So spiritual gifts, extrasensory perception, whatever you want to call it, sixth sense abilities, whatever you want to call it, that's going to be very natural for us, and it's going to be the norm for all humans. Some people, their senses are going to be more heightened than others. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to heighten your senses, stop overanalyzing and listening to all these people talk about all these things. There is no step by step. You have to, this, none of that. You just be who you naturally are. So do less of what you're doing right now. Do less of it so you can heighten your senses. And for those of you, again, whose senses are already heightened, you've got to nurture them. So if you're someone who's already had an out-of-body experience naturally, but they don't happen as often as you want them to, or it's been a very long time, or you've been on the brink of having an OBE, such as you felt the vibrations, or you may have came out and came back in really quickly, or something like that, something similar to that, or you have heightened senses and you know that you are about to come out of your body, but for whatever reason, there's some type of hesitation or it doesn't happen. But you want to nurture your senses. You want to nurture that intuitive flow because it all relates to your senses. Go to mysticalrecall.com and click on Inner Circle because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about organic, natural, out-of-body experiences. And you get that way by merging the self that you know yourself to be in this human body with the soul of you, which I also call the galactic self. All of that deals with your senses. And when you nurture your senses, there's an intuitive flow that happens. So not only will you start having out-of-body experiences, or if you're already having them, you'll have them more often, more consistently. But you'll also start receiving information and downloads. You become more intuitive in general. But you got to stop thinking so much and looking for the next technique and all the details. This, then this, then this, then that, then that, then that. Let it go and just allow yourself to flow naturally, organically. All right? See you next time.